Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna go drive something really special. So my buddy Chris Singh, he goes by Lamborghini KS on IG, a few months ago posted a Bugatti Type 35 that's about to be shipped from Pure Sang. And I'm like, what's Pure Sang? So I DM'd them, and little did I know, there is a shop down the street from me, literally a few blocks. So he makes the replicas of Bugatti Type 35, one of the most sought after vintage Bugattis for collectors. Of course, they're multi-million dollars if you can even find one, but this guy makes a perfect replica of the identical Type 35 Bugatti, which is the same one I ordered for Enzo from Bugatti. Of course, his doesn't do 100 miles an hour, but I'm excited to go meet John Bothwell right down the street, and we're gonna go for a test drive. So buckle up. All right, so we're here. We're gonna go meet up with John and see what is this all about. Hi, John.
Hey, Manny.
Hey, pleasure meeting you. I feel like I've seen you maybe at the Monterey car
really?
shows or auctions. But
Hey, good to see you.
Nice meeting you, man.
How's it going?
And I'm gonna have you tell us a little bit about yourself to my audience.
Come on in.
And let's, holy moly, is that the car?
And you know, this is a car that made Bugatti a brand that we still know today.
Yeah.
This is based on the 1927 model. This is the car that won over 500 Grand Prix races in its time, and that's impressive because there were 40 of them made. So it to this day has a record in that respect which no other car has superseded. Bugatti built a few of these and they were really successful cars, so they were being raced clear up into the 1950s, and the original cars as a result, with rare exception, are really
Crazy expensive.
well expensive, but also used. You know, they're cars that have been you know, like any good race car, it means it gets run until the engine blows up, until it crashes, everything else. You can usually tell if a race car was never that good because all the surviving examples are perfect and have original paint.
So you gotta see cracks and stress. And didn't these cars do like 100 miles an hour back then?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 120,
Wow.
130.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So, you know, buying one of these is basically a way to help preserve the original cars. They're sacred. And so there are still several that you could drive and you could race that are fully original and that you could use that way, but increasingly a lot of people find that they want to preserve those.
Of course.
And they want to keep the value intact, and they just want to preserve the historic integrity. And so what we provide is a way to step back in time. You get into one of our cars and it's
experience the same exact car
as if you were buying one in the 1920s. So,
wow, impressive. And you're so close to me. You're like literally like 9 minutes from my office.
Yeah. And
this looks so vintage. It looks like, honestly, even though it's remade, but it still looks like vintage, you know?
Well, you know, we build these the way that they built them in the 1920s, and today the culture of car restorations has made everything such high quality when it comes to innovations in paint finish and other restorative techniques, but we try to not overdo that kind of stuff. You know, race cars, especially back then, were sort of humble. You know, they were prestigious, but they were never built with the intention of going to a Concours d'Elegance. Sports cars and touring cars and things like that had all the elegance. That's a different story. But these cars were very pragmatic.
Built for, basically rugged, just a race car.
Exactly. So we try to sort of capture that spirit and to not deviate too much from what Ettore Bugatti intended.
Oh wow, look at that. It's hard to believe this was remade recently, right?
Right.
What year was this car manufactured?
We finished this car about 2 weeks ago.
You're kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the stock Bugatti engine. We've built that completely from scratch. We don't use a core. We don't begin with anything. This is the signature engine, straight 8, 2.3 liter, Type 35B, it's supercharged. And it's just like the original. You can see the supercharger has the drive with the leather couplings. The steering has the leather coupling, just like
old
the
school.
original. Everything original,
So awesome. So if you buy one of these and you live in the East Coast, like Chris,
Yeah.
and then something breaks down, you gotta ship it back over here, right?
Well,
or any mechanic can.
Or we go out there. You know,
go out there.
honestly, things don't really break on these. They're so well built, and we've had 30 years plus experience now with
Building
with these. So it's pretty
Good for
rare
you.
that
That's very
anything
impressive.
happens. Yeah.
All right. So is it legal to drive these on the street?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You just need a helmet, or
No, you don't need a helmet.
no? All right. Well, I got my big shades on. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm super excited to test one of these. And you know what? I just ordered one from Bugatti, the electric version.
Oh yeah.
From my son.
Right.
The Vitesse, and I was shocked. There's 42 miles an hour for an electric car, and it's 70% or 75% of the actual size.
Yeah,
So,
those are really cool.
yeah, so I may order one of these so I can race my son.
Well, there you
around
go.
around the neighborhood. Yeah.
Just as long as you let him win. One thing we've added is we've added an alternator, because originally they had starters and batteries, but they didn't have any way for the battery to be charged.
Yeah.
So we added an alternator. A lot of other Bugattis, vintage Bugattis, have done that as well. So
Very cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like starting a little airplane. You know, there's a lot
Yeah.
of pre-flight things, but that's what
Yeah.
makes it fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jumpstart this puppy.
Okay. We're gonna check the oil in this little tank. This is the supercharger oil. Gonna check our water.
I remember those days. Take out on my Honda Accord. Check the oil.
Oh yeah. Well, I think this is gonna feel a little different than a Honda Accord.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Now we're going to prime the intake manifold.
Oh my God, you need a whole training before you take delivery of this car.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you just pump some fuel in there, right?
Right. The reason for that is that this is the supercharger. Carburetor's underneath the supercharger, so the carburetor is down here, and the intake manifolds that go into the engine are right here. So you've got all of this distance between.
Needs to be pumped into you.
Yeah, you're not going to get gas up there when it's cold. So
Yeah.
this pumps raw fuel into the intake manifold through this little pipe. So that'll start. And now we retard the spark timing.
That thing sounds awesome! It has an RPM gauge. Straight pipe. Oh, it's straight pipe, yeah. It was rolling back. Oh my God. Guys, this is like no other ride. I'm telling you.
The shift pattern,
Yeah.
the first thing is stay away from the button. That's
Okay.
reverse.
Yeah.
So the shift pattern, you see the shift gate right here?
Yeah.
It's an upside down H pattern. So down and in is first, and then up is second,
Okay.
and then you cross over and down. That's third.
Ah.
And fourth. Okay.
It's just like a old school 4-speed
Yeah.
manual transmission.
Yeah.
And what is this over here?
This is a transfer oil pump, and under this seat there's an oil tank. And this was because on the original Bugattis, they leaked a lot of oil.
Yeah.
And so your riding mechanic could add oil to the engine during a race without stopping.
No way. Very cool.
You don't really need that on our cars, but we put it just so that it's there for posterity's sake. Then this is an air pump to put compressed air into the gas tank to push the fuel to the carburetor. This is your spark timing adjustment, which is manual.
Wow.
This is your magneto. This is your Kai gas for priming the manifold.
To pump the gas in there. And you got the RPM, but no speedometer, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Just the way I like it. If the car pulls you over, sir, I don't know how fast I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, John, can I take it for a quick spin?
Sure, absolutely. Come over on this side and get in.
All right. Hey, when you're in Rome, okay, I don't know if I want to drive this, guys.
Oh, you can do it.
You need like a training school before you do this.
You're in school, so just push the button and give it a little gas.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow. It's amazing how, you shift gears so smooth. I guess 30 years of experience.
Well, just a little practice. You did really good though for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Now, how do you get out? The wheel doesn't come out, right?
You gotta slide over.
Whoa. Oh my God. John, what an experience. Thank you. Now, where is your office?
Right here.
All right, let's go talk some numbers.
Yeah, I thought you were talking numbers. What's with the cigar?
We are. Well, this guy knows what's the secret to negotiation with Manny Khoshbin. A good vintage cigar.
Yeah.
This was amazing experience. I'm definitely considering getting one. And I'm gonna call you after I finish my cigar.
Okay.
We'll crunch more numbers.
No rush.
And
Thanks,
thank you,
Manny.
John. This was amazing.
It's fun to meet you.
Likewise. Guys, this was quite a treat. I've never experienced driving a vintage car, and this car is fast. I'm seriously considering getting one. Be well, be safe, and see you next week. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. God bless. A lot of my success has been through trial and errors. Over the past 28 years, had I had a mentor early on, I would have saved a lot of money and lots of time and avoid a lot of pitfalls. So lucky for you, I'm giving you the opportunity to be mentored by me. I created something I wish I had when I got started. We call it Manny Khoshbin's Millionaire Mentorship.